What it do, peeps? It's the Beat Chef from Watch the Damn Tape. Hit that like, that share, that subscribe button. Hit that bell to get notified when I drop my next video. To my new subscribers, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the show and I hope you get something from the content. To my day ones, thank you for helping me continue to push this platform and continue to keep this WNBA conversation going. Indiana Fever traveled to Phoenix to play the Mercury. They come out with a big ass L, 85-79. I know a lot of you cook. I love to cook. I do a lot of cooking. And some people follow a recipe. And then you got other people that do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and they can make it work. Stephanie White is one of those people that can cook, but she has to follow a recipe. When she does a little bit of this and a little bit of that, the product comes out bland. That's how our team played last night. They played bland. Got a whole lot of this, Kelsey Mitchell, and got a little bit of Natasha Howard and a little bit of Aaliyah Boston, and you needed just a little more help from the bench. All that ended up being a bad dish, and that's what happened last night. It's amazing. You have Brianna Turner. And it's one thing about the WNBA, they cry about the roster sizes. Aaliyah Boston did a podcast this week with Candace Parker, and she talked about the roster size and the expand the roster. And I left one comment on that post, and I said, why do you need 15 players on the roster and you don't even play Michaela Timpson, who is your 12th person? So why do you need 3 more additional people that you're not going to play? Haven't seen a response to that comment yet. And it went the same way this game. Phoenix played 9 players. Indiana played 9 players. It's just the Indiana Fever's players didn't play to the level of the Phoenix players. And that was the big thing. You had 3 people in double figures for Indiana, and you had 5 for the Mercury. DeWanna Bonner with 19 points off the bench. Sammy Whitcomb with 10 points off the bench. You got 13 from Sibley, you got 11 from Copper, and you got 23 from Alyssa Thomas. That was it. Lack of defense early killed Indiana. If I'm an opposing team, and teams have done this for the last couple weeks, let Kelsey Mitchell rip. If Kelsey Mitchell wants to play hero ball, let her go. Let her do her thing. Kelsey Mitchell scores 15 points in the first quarter. But you know who didn't score? Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah Boston didn't take her first shot until 4 minutes, with 4 minutes left in the first quarter. She didn't score her first points of the game until 6 minutes into the second quarter, before she started cooking. And as soon as she started cooking, the Mercury said, oh, okay, let's double team her. And then Aaliyah Boston turned into a point guard and started dishing passes and doing turnovers. Yeah, she had 7 assists. She had 4 turnovers. One in particular, she got double teamed so fast, she shot a ball to Odyssey Sims in the corner that Odyssey Sims about 5'8". She would have had to bend Shaq to get this ball and bring it down inbounds. Turnover. Aerial Powers. Been there for dropping the bucket. At one possession, Aerial Powers was dribbling, stopped by the elbow, and nobody came to help her. She doesn't know what to do, but she drags her foot about a yard to travel. Another possession in the fourth, Aerial Powers comes down, and she's going to take the game over, and just falls. Turnover. It was little mistakes like that that cost Indiana this game. Mind you, they have this thing with the Mercury, and that DeWanna Bonner thing is still bothering his team. It got a little dusty in the third quarter when it was a foul called, and Caitlin Clark came off the bench and told DeWanna Bonner that wasn't a foul. Go back to your bench. And DeWanna Bonner, what she did to this team is still lingering. They still haven't quite gotten over that. And I don't think it'll be until next season before Caitlin Clark gets over it, to be honest. DeWanna Bonner played well off the bench. And see, the thing with DeWanna Bonner was she needed her wife, or her fiance, whatever. Because she's in the same role she was in with the Fever. She's on the bench. She's coming off the bench. She played 25 minutes, scored 19 points. 6 of 11. So she's in the same role. It's just she has Alyssa Thomas. So really they were always a package deal. You just got half the package. You got half the seasoning. You got salt with no pepper. Stephanie White's recipe the entire season was to play Michaela Timpson to spell Natasha Howard. Yesterday was the 41st game of the season, which the 41st game of the season last year was a playoff game. And that's what this one kind of felt like, a playoff game. But the only thing about it is Natasha Howard only played 18 minutes. 2 of 3, 4 points. Natasha Howard is on empty right now. The banging and the physical play, and she just had a birthday the other day. 11 seasons of wear and tear. And you're starting to see it because those numbers were in the 30s. 30 minutes a game, 24 minutes a game now. Then it starts going to 22. You're seeing it. You're seeing what I said earlier in the season. You don't put a Ford Escort and a Kia Spectra around a Lamborghini like Caitlin Clark. This team could not run. They can't run now. The only person that can get downhill is Kelsey Mitchell. Every team in the league knows it. And that's why Natasha Howard's game log is looking suspect. 24, 31, 27, 31, 32, 32. This was in the beginning of August. Beginning of August, she played 31 minutes, 32 minutes, 32 minutes. Phoenix, she played 18. Chicago, she played 19, 28, 26, 25. And then when they started losing, 25, 20, 24. She played 29 minutes in a win against the Sparks the other day. 25 minutes against Golden State, and now 18. And it was a competitive game, and she only played 18 minutes. She's at the end of her career. The tank is empty. The tank is empty. They got 3 games left. And she's probably not going to play that much in there. They're already in playoff mode. So this is where your starters are expected to play heavy minutes. She can't do it. So if that's the game plan and that was the recipe, then Brianna Turner should have been playing the entire season instead of Timpson to spell Howard. That's on the coach. Because now Brianna Turner comes into the game. It's 4-on-5. Nobody respects Brianna Turner's shot. Brianna Turner is not even the first round pick. I do a lot of collectibles. I collect a lot of cards, especially rookies. Brianna Turner was a first round pick in 2019. Does Brianna Turner look like a first round pick? At times, Brianna Turner looks lost. She'll grab a couple rebounds. She might get a block. She might get a putback. You never see Brianna take a jumper. When Brianna Turner is open, she won't shoot it. That allows other players to sag off of her. And that's what they did to Aaliyah Boston. Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell owned the first quarter, scored 15. Aaliyah Boston started cooking midway through the second quarter and got about 8 points. And then the team finally realized Natasha Mack cannot handle Aaliyah Boston. And they started doubling her. As soon as they started doubling her, instead of Aaliyah Boston saying, you know what, let me get somebody in foul trouble, let me bang a little bit, she starts kicking it out and dishing. Big mistake. That's why she had 4 turnovers. And as a result, she went into pout mode. They didn't play defense. They didn't play team basketball this game. They had a lot of assists. Had 25 assists, low turnovers, 12 turnovers. Got killed on the boards in critical moments. There was a spot in the fourth quarter, and it was still close. Alyssa Thomas shoots the ball. No. Kalia Copper. No, Alyssa Thomas shoots the ball. Natasha Mack gets the rebound. Gets it to Kalia Copper. Kalia Copper shoots. Misses. Natasha Mack gets the rebound. Gets it back to Kalia Copper. Kalia Copper goes up. Gets fouled. Layup. That happened a lot. Second chance points. And the bench. Phoenix got 31 points off their bench. Indiana got 12. That's it. Phoenix's starters scored 54, but the bench scored 31. Indiana starters scored 67, but look who scored the majority of those points. One person. I will allow one person to cook. As long as I lock everybody's asses up, I'm going to probably come out with the win. If you looked at the box score, Indiana shot better. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter. 45% to 42%. Phoenix shot 45%. Indiana shot 40%. That's a wash. 36% from 3 to 28. Free throws. Indiana only shot 8 free throws. You didn't get in the paint and you didn't get physical. Wow. Phoenix 23. They were getting fouled in open court. There was one possession where Kelsey Mitchell just was chasing down DeWanna Bonner. She's going to give up the layup. But for some reason, Kelsey Mitchell reaches back and tags DeWanna Bonner on the arm real light. DeWanna Bonner makes the basket, gets the foul, and won. That was another possession where I don't know what it was in the second quarter. Kelsey Mitchell, she ain't scoring in the second quarter. She scored 15 points in the first. She didn't score in the second. Aaliyah Boston's cooking. I'm not sure if Kelsey Mitchell was jealous, but for some reason she just reaches out and grabs DeWanna Bonner. Foul. The small things cost the Fever this game. The small things. Lack of intensity. It was like they had nothing to play for. They came into the game as the 7th seed because Seattle lost to Los Angeles. Now they're the 8th seed. Los Angeles is technically still in the playoff hunt. Indiana has a few games left. They still got to play the Lynx again. They still play the Lynx. They play the Mystics, who the Mystics are basically, they have melded in. And then they play Chicago. Chicago, Washington, and Minnesota to finish out the season. They're probably not going to catch Golden State, even though Golden State does have Golden State's got some games coming up, but it don't matter. I mean, even if whether they do make the playoffs or not, it's gonna be tough sledding if they make it to the playoffs. In the 8th spot, they're playing Minnesota. If they go as the 7th seed, they're playing Las Vegas. It'll be a sweep either way. The Valkyries have Dallas, Minnesota, Seattle, and Minnesota. They got a tough schedule. Outside of Dallas, unless Minnesota's laying it down because they've got the number 1 seed locked up, it could still go topsy-turvy with the 6, 7, and 8 spots. And then let's see what Seattle's got going forward. Seattle's got 2 games left. New York and the Valkyries. And New York just lost to the Valkyries. So New York's not that powerful anymore. Without Breonna Stewart, they're starting to fade. But Indiana, the recipe's off. It's too much of this and not enough of this. It's not enough. It's not enough. You got here off the legs of Boston and off of Howard. That formula's changed. Aaliyah Boston was 5 of 15. In the last 2 games, Aaliyah Boston shot 33% and 28%. Atrocious. Atrocious. And the aerial powers, it's a reason why they made mention of it in the broadcast that she was in Turkey. She should have stayed her butt in Turkey. She should have stayed in Turkey. I'm sorry. Nothing. I mean, nothing. Shot 37% last night. Shot 3 games, she shot 33%. Against Golden State, she shot 45%. She's just a 30% shooter. Nothing special. It's nothing magical about aerial powers. I wish they'd stop glazing her. They glazed her last night. Oh, she was at Michigan State before her AC. Who cares? She's been in the league a long time and been traveled around. It is what it is. Damaris Dantas offered nothing. Nothing. And for the life of me, you had Timpson coming in to spell Howard early in games the entire season, and it worked. They need energy. They miss Cunningham. See, one thing about Cunningham, besides being a 3-and-D player, she provides energy and that motivation. And this team plays so uninspired. You can see it on their faces. There's nothing. It's just like a bunch of rental players that's just trying to make it and get to the next paycheck. And that's what it looks like when you see them play. It's just, you see Shea Petty, you see Aerial Powers, and you see Odyssey Sims, and they're just like, I'm just trying to get to the next paycheck. I'm not bought in. This is not a team. You don't see team basketball. You just don't see it. Lexi Hull had a good game. Got cooked a couple times, but she's, like I said, she's she a warrior. You playing Sabali 6'4", DeWanna Bonham is 6'4", 6'5", and you got to guard these 2 gigantic ass women, and you ain't getting no help. There's nobody. When she looks behind her on the bench, Lexi Hull knows, if I go out this game, we're effed, because there's nobody on this bench that can guard any of these players. They were dogging Kelsey Mitchell. For everything that Kelsey Mitchell does offensively great, she sucks on defense. There was a play in the second quarter where there was some action, some dribble handoff, and she goes to help Aaliyah Boston double team somebody, and she leaves Alyssa Thomas wide ass open in that same spot that Alyssa Thomas shoots from. Alyssa Thomas only shoots from around the free throw line and in, because she can't get her arms up and generate enough strength, because she has those torn labrums in her shoulders. So she's not a 3-point threat. She's mid-range queen. She only gonna shoot in the mid-range. Leaves her wide open, shot. And I'm like, Kelsey, you've been in the league for a long time. You gotta know this. You gotta know this player. Don't leave her open. They did Bonner like that. They left people wide open on defense. It was like, if this was a playoff game, this would have been a crime. It was bad. And this is a regular season game. But like I said, this was the 41st game. This was a playoff game. 3 games left. Man, if this is what you got, this gonna be some blowouts. And you're only running 9 blowouts. You're not, whatever the excuse is with Bibi, her knee flares up when she travels. Well, then keep her ass at home. She should be on the plane. If her knee swells up for the flight, keep her at home. You're not playing Timpson. You got a healthy body. You're shorthanded, and you don't play Timpson, who's a high energy player, and you need energy. Dumbest shit I've ever seen. But hey, when you got a cook that doesn't know the recipe, doesn't stick to the recipe that's of winning formula, you get a product that tastes like crap. Leave your comments below, like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, peace.